Alright guys, I am back, and hello guys, I am back to doing my first taco video on here. I am back to do my first taco video on here. This is me. Hello, if you're new to the Chance of Wrestling channel, I am Jersey12361. Remember to subscribe to my main channel. The link will be in the description box below, and also follow me on Twitter, which is @ConfidentBurgess. The link will be in the description box to that. Also join my Facebook wrestling group, which is on Facebook, which is PWT. The link to that is in the description. On to this topic I'm going to talk about today, and the topic is how to fix WWE's mid-card division. Now, the mid-card division in WWE currently is bad, because there is no direction to any. There's kind of no direction to any kind of to any feud in the mid-card. Like, we've had some good mid-card feuds this year, like Cody versus Sandow. I can take for it as an example. Take that one as an example. Cody versus Sandow was a good, that was a good feud for the mid-card. We've had some good mid-card feuds like Kane versus Bray Wyatt this year. But apart from those two mid-card feuds, I couldn't really think of another big feud apart from that. But yeah, so my first thing I will do to fix the mid-card division is, number one, if you're gonna have an Intercontinental title or a US title match on Raw or SmackDown, have it advertised a week before the title match. So have it, say if you're gonna have a title match on SmackDown, promote it on Raw a week later, and then promote it again before SmackDown airs on Raw. Then, if you're gonna have it on Raw, promote it a week later, or maybe 2 weeks later. Number two, I would have longer feuds for the mid-card titles, not just Big E versus Sandow. Then we jump to and then they could have had a big feud. Those two guys could have had a long feud going into the Royal Rumble, but no, they're not going to do that now. They're going to have a Fandango and freaking Big E feud now, which I'm not excited for, but I mean, stuff like that I don't really care about. I mean, they could have had a big Sandow versus Big E feud, or I would like to see in the mid-card division for WWE is they need to start thinking of some big time feuds. Like, I want to see some long feuds, like maybe long mid-card feuds what will last to like 3 to 4 months at least. Instead of just having a feud for like a couple of weeks, then dropping the ball of it, then going with this other guy, then having a feud with that other guy, then you're dropping the ball with that. I think, in my opinion, what you need to do is have some long feuds, like have a long Intercontinental title feud like you did, because back in the Attitude Era and back in the 80s probably, I won't watch wrestling in the 80s, but in the 80s, I've been watching wrestling since 2001, back in the Attitude Era. I know, a long time. But back then, they had long feuds for the Intercontinental title and other mid-card feuds, and they had long feuds. They didn't have short feuds or anything like that. Okay, they didn't have short feuds like every couple of weeks they'll jump to a different feud. Come on. But yeah, they did that in the 80s as well. Have longer feuds. Also, number three, I would have the mid-card champions cut promos and maybe attack your number one contender. Now, this is what they used to do in the old, back in the Attitude Era and stuff like that, is cut promos on the guy and, maybe attack them, maybe run them over the car. That's what Rikishi did with Stone Cold back in the Attitude Era. But, don't do the running over the car thing because it's already been done. But anyway, what I would do is basically have say the champions are here, like Dean Ambrose, have him attack the number one contender and lay him out or something all these weeks, then have the challenger and the number contender cut some great promos on Raw and SmackDown, promote the mid-card feuds, and build them up to and put the mid-card feuds actually on WrestleMania instead of just having them on the pre-show all the time, like you did this year when you had the Intercontinental Champion, whoever it was, facing, was it Miz or somebody, I don't know who it was, on the pre-show, and you could have had it on WrestleMania. It didn't make no sense. Just have the mid-card champions cut promos on the other guy, and and have some mid-card guys attack the champions. Number 4, instead of handing number one contender, instead of handing number 4, instead of handing out number contender matches to guys like Dolph, Fandango, Damien Sandow, and Santino and Kofi and R-Truth, instead of doing that, why does WWE, I've got an idea, why do we not have like a tournament, like we did for, like TNA did for the world title a couple months ago? Why do we not have a tournament to determine a number 1 contender for an Intercontinental title shot or a US title shot? At least then, that way it's better than just having Kofi all the time and R-Truth in the main card title picture all the time, and it'll freshen up the mid card a bit more. And if you don't want to have like a tournament, they can have like a battle royal. I'd like to see maybe more battle royals to find out, like they could have tournaments or a battle royal to determine the number 1 contender for the belts. And number 5, the last one I'm going to say is put the mid-card belt on somebody who it would benefit in the long run. Say, don't put it on guys who are not going to be a main eventer. Like, don't keep putting it on guys like Kofi Kingston and R-Truth and Evan Bourne. Well, you never put it on Evan Bourne, but don't put it on guys that are not going to, elevate. Because guys Kofi and R-Truth, they're never going to be main eventers. So don't keep putting the Intercontinental title or US title on them. Put it on guys who it will benefit the most. Put it on guys like Bray Wyatt, Ryback, Xavier Woods, some NXT guys like maybe Sami Zayn, Bo Dallas maybe, Wade Barrett, maybe Wade Barrett, Curtis, I did like what he did this year when you put it on Curtis Axel and you put it on Big E, put it on 2 fresh mid-carders, but I'm glad that they did that. Was pretty good. But I would like to see WWE maybe push some jobbers like Tyson Kidd to an Intercontinental title match to to let him have something to do, or maybe put it on somebody like Zack Ryder. I'd love to see him have the belt again. Have him actually on TV. It would be kind of nice to have Zack Ryder on TV again. I'll put it not on Justin Gabriel, but put it on kind of those kind of guys who are talented in the ring and don't have much to do, and just have them in like some mid-card feuds. It would just make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. How would you guys vote WWE mid-carders? Leave your thoughts on this topic in the comments, and subscribe to my main channel, which is Jersey12361. Which the link will be in the description. Subscribe to follow me on Twitter, add me as a friend on Facebook, and join my wrestling group on Facebook, which is PWT. The link to that is in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Frag out.